Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Spotlight with Suman. I'm Suman Agarwal, co-founder and director of Image Consulting Business Institute. And on this platform, we showcase different image consultants from all over the country. Hi everyone. Hi Asta. So my guest for today is Anu Malla. Anu Malla is an image consultant, a certified image consultant from Mumbai. She is also a TEDx speaker coach as well as Indian corporate wear expert. So let's wait for Anu Malla. She should be joining in shortly. Anu, you need to send in a request. Hi
Hello,
Anu,
ma'am.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, you're looking fabulous as always.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So
So,
how are
can
you
you hear
keeping
me?
yourself
Can you hear me
busy?
clear, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely. You can see me and hear me clearly, right?
Yes, I can. Your volume is little low. That's why I asked you.
Okay, but are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can. Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. So what's keeping you busy nowadays with the lockdown situation?
There is a lot happening, right? Every household, I guess. There's a lot of
I
household
know.
plus a lot of work. So, it's keeping us busy and quite good.
Great. So my first question to you, Anu, is that what's your background and what were you doing prior to becoming an image consultant?
Ma'am, prior to image consulting, I was a homemaker. But I clearly remember when I first joined ICBI, I was the regional coordinator for Linus district. And the
Okay.
district had some 800 to 900 members, and 5 clubs were under me.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, I was always not a homemaker. I had a very brief career as a professor. I worked in a college for less than 3 years, but I went on a sabbatical for 20 to 25 years. So, in
Oh.
comparison to the length of the sabbatical and the career, I feel it's like it's non existing. And you
Hmm.
won't believe that when I started the practice, I had to create a profile. So even the profile, there was nothing to add onto the profile. So the resume rather. So even then, I never felt like adding that experience as my experience. Rather, now I add it as an experience, as a past experience, but never had that thought that yes, I have worked. So that career is like non-existing. So I was always a homemaker and a very active social worker.
Okay. So you have always been very socially active from the very beginning, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Great, fantastic. So, Anu, you know that, I mean, all of us, we women have so many responsibilities and, so many things to do, even during lockdown. While
yes,
all other people are doing something or the other, working from home, we also have household responsibilities, looking after
yes,
our children, looking after our home, cooking, taking care
yes,
of all the household chores. So
yes,
basically, I mean, that our identity is somewhat associated, with the family, with the setup that we have, around us. So tell
yes.
me something. I mean, who all are there in your family, and what all each one does?
Okay, so I would say that हम दो हमारे दो सुखी परिवार. It's like I have one daughter, one son, and my daughter got married 4 years back, and that's when I learned a new lesson in maths, ma'am. It's like 4 minus 1 becomes 5 because you add on one more new member to a family, a
True,
son-in-law.
true.
Yeah, so my daughter and son-in-law both work for an MNC, UK-based recruitment company. And you have met my son-in-law, Nicholas Jimula, and
Yes,
during the IMPA conference. And my
true.
son has been working since last 7 years for an edtech company. And this year he was supposed to go to ISB Hyderabad for his master's. But
Okay.
due to this pandemic, he had to defer it to the next year. But now he's working from home with the same company. And my husband is a retired banker. He retired as an executive director from a foreign bank and a chartered accountant.
Okay, fantastic. So there are a lot of things that are keeping you busy. I can understand that very well now.
Oh, yeah. Living with two men is not easy, man.
True. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, in fact, to be very honest, living with three men practically, with the third new addition in your family.
Yes.
तो अनु, आज हम बहुत सारी बातें करेंगे. आपकी सारी को देख के मुझे याद आया कि हम बहुत सारी बातें करने वाले हैं आज.
Yes.
So tell me something. You started your career when you were 50. I mean, most people, most women, most men also, in fact, start planning their retirement at that age, right?
Absolutely.
So you started your second career at that age. So what was the biggest motivation that you stepped into image consulting at that age?
Ma'am, 50, what happened? Let me explain in a different way that when I first attended those classes, first initial classes in ICBI. So whichever trainer walks in, first thing they say that introduce yourself. So when you do the self-introduction, first of all, what do you do? So if I say homemaker, the expression used to be, oh, homemaker. So when I say I'm 50, oh, wow. So that used to be the expression, And the biggest motivation, as you rightly mentioned, for me, it was like breaking that stereotypical social mindset or the social norm, ma'am. So that 50, 50 के हो गए तो जिंदगी खत्म हो गई and you're done with it and go on a retirement mode. Many people put their life on their slow-mo and sometimes on a pause button also preparing for the retirement. And I was someone who wanted to swim against the current and go against the social norm. And that was the biggest motivation. I wanted to put my life on fast forward mode rather than the play button also,
Yeah.
So it's always like it is not the age, but it starts when you plan to kick that go button, kick that play button. That's when it starts. So
And
I wanted to break.
I think it's all about the mindset.
It's all about the mindset. Absolutely, it's all about the mindset. And when, the other part of it, why I chose image consulting was like, ma'am, I was on a sabbatical for 20, 25 years. So I've never gone 9-to-5 job. Yet I had this long desire to do something. So I needed one balance, balance the home plus work. You're doing something, but at the same time, you're not stressing yourself at that age.
True.
So this image consulting was like a soulmate I was looking for. And I was all set to spend my rest of my life with this soulmate. Why? Because it gave me the flexibility of time. And somewhere, I was always passionate about styling, dressing, training, and people around me. I love to work with people, and image consulting exactly does that. It gives you opportunity to meet new set of people each time when you go for your trainings, So that was something which motivated me. Plus the curriculum, ma'am, I have to tell this, the curriculum is fantastic. It's like beautiful curriculum our image consulting course has. And yes, this is the reason why I hopped and plunged into image consulting at that age.
So tell us more about how did you get into it? I mean, what was the story behind it?
The story was like I was looking for it. So the something is like everyone knows that something, what was something? So I got this news from one of my friend who was already had registered for ICBI, already started her classes, and she knew exactly what I am, my strengths, what I like. She thought that this is exactly in sync with what I would love to do. So she referred my name and I got a call from ICBI. Remember, I went to Thane office. Surjit was there for orientation. I dressed up very nicely, went. I thought a lot of people will be there. I remember I wore a sari even then. So I went there, and yes, when I saw the presentation, I said, "This is it. I'm all set to start my second innings." So there was no second thought. So I didn't even tell my husband before I registered. It was that, connected with me. Like I connected so much with image consulting.
Fantastic. And then there has been no looking back ever since, right?
No look back, ma'am. Always the graph has been upswing.
Fabulous. So tell me, what is the term independence mean to you? I mean, what is the importance that independence hold in your life? I mean, although you have been on a sabbatical for a long time, but then, I mean, deep inside our heart, we all want that sense of independence, that we all want to enjoy that freedom, that I think every woman wants to enjoy that.
Every human being, ma'am, even the pets, I think they need their independence. Everyone loves that independence. So for that example, I have one small turtles and it dirties my house, and being cleaning now, I feel that I put them in this basket, but still I feel no, he needs that freedom. So that independence is there for everyone. Everyone craves for that. And for me, independence was like having the remote control of my life in my hand. May it be professional or may it be your personal, the remote control needs to be in my hand. I can't trade my independence for anything, for that matter. So if I have to share with you an example in my professional life, how independence is like more important for me than the work. Like I had recently, ma'am, 3 years back, I guess, I got an offer from an institute and I had to travel all the way to Fort. And the director was going through my profile in front of me, and he went through the profile. He said, "Oh, it's a a beautiful profile. It's an impressive profile, and we want you on board." And he said that just want you on board, and this is the contract. Can you sign? I said, "What contract?" So I said, "What contract?" So they wanted me on their payroll. It's a like faculty. I said, "I'm sorry, I cannot." And that's when I think I had taken up the presidentship of IMPA also. And I never wanted to get bound with somebody, some rules, some decorum, some timings. I cannot do that. There is one more example also. I used to train for company secretaries, ma'am. So in that institute, there are two section of students. One is like regular college goes on for the ones who are doing the course not yet certified. Okay, that's the regular college. And the other stream is like after the certification, Pan India, the professionals travel here for 15 days management skills orientation program. So I was delivering full day sessions for this set of professionals who come for 15 days management skills upgrade. So I was taking full day program. First half used to be personal branding and image management, and the post lunch used to be public speaking and presentation. I did that for 3 years. I was visiting faculty there. So they liked my work so much. They said that please take classes for the regular batch also. I gave it a try. 2-3 I took, but I said, I'm sorry, I cannot, because again, when it is regular batch, they have time limits. They have, it is all scheduled. It's all planned. I get very bored with those constraints. I said, I cannot do it. And I gave up even that work. So independence for me is extremely important. I can't trade for anything for that matter. Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of being an image consultant, because you're not bound with timing and, schedule and things like that. And you work at your own pace.
Yes.
Based on your timing, based on your, the way you want to do things, your way.
So and how much you want to earn, ma'am. And how much you want to earn also is in your hand. It's not only the work, it's like how much you want to earn. So, yeah, I mean, everything is in your hand. The remote control is in your hand. So I'm totally enjoying this freedom, and at the same time balancing my family, my personal life, taking care of my health. It's not easy. 58, 59. I still on the go. So it's not easy if you're not feeding your mind with the right things.
Absolutely. So how has this image consulting program helped you both personally and professionally? I mean, I'm sure a lot of image consultants, so I keep meeting a lot of them, and I keep receiving a lot of emails from a lot of consultants that, this program has really helped us professionally, personally, and, it has changed our lives. So for you, how has it worked both professionally and personally?
Let me talk about my personal change. So there is something in this course which changes you completely. It gives you a 360-degree transformation. Of course, I can't say something now because I know what is that something. Because I think the holistic approach of changing you from inside to out is what makes a better version of yourself. And professionally, the profile, the resume, which was a blank sheet, now it is embellished and decorated with plethora of work. So yeah, I mean that it gives you a credibility, ma'am. When you walk in as a professional, it gives you a credibility. People perceive you more with more seriously, So professionally, yes, it has helped me. I'm more confident. I'm more, calm, composed, because creative people are a little fanatic, they're a little crazy, little too much of energy they have. They need one platform to channelize. So I had so much within me, and this gave me a platform to channelize all my energy, talent, creativity. So it's very appeasing for me. Like I really calmed down, became a more matured and content person.
Anu, you have a very credible list of things that you have been doing, and one of them is being a TEDx speaker coach. So that's a very credible and very respectful platform, and I have also been in TEDx once on TEDx
Yes.
platform.
Yes.
So I want to understand from you that how did the whole journey begin, and how did you get into TEDx, and what was the journey and association all about? So we would like to hear the whole story from you.
This is the best thing which happened in my lifetime, not even my career time. It is the best thing ever. And how it happened, ma'am, generally what happens is the parents pass on their passion, their likings, their education system, values to the children. Knowingly, unknowingly, somewhere we pass on these things to our children, right? But for me, this happened the other way around. It's like my daughter first, actually, she's the founder of TEDx Gateway. Okay, the TEDx Gateway, which is one of the largest in Asia now, I have seen it grow from 150 audience to 3,000 live, and I don't know how many thousand watch it simulcast. So I have seen the growth. It is her baby plus Yashraj Akashi, of course, the founder and ambassador. So I have seen that. So when in 2010 or 9, I think when they started first, and I attended the session, the event, I fell in love with everything related to the TED, the speakers, the platform, the way it is. So I kept on watching hundreds of TED Talks after that. I read a lot of books, watched a lot of it, and wherever there was a possibility, I went to watch it live also throughout the city, wherever it happened. So I was very passionate about it. कहता है ना, like it's like कोई चीज को अगर शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात जुड़ जाती है देने के लिए. It happened exactly the same. I was so much in love with it. So my daughter, 4 years back, she went into full-time job, and she couldn't devote more time to few smaller events where she was a advisor and curator, because TED was very new, TEDx was very new to India at that time. So when smaller events were mushrooming across the city, these seniors were going and advising them, because TED platform has got their own guidelines, their protocols, the way it has to be done. So my daughter was one of the advisors. So when she got into the full-time job, she couldn't devote a lot of time for these advisory jobs of other smaller events. So I remember I was in a Linus meeting again, district meeting, and I had a missed call post that I saw. So I just returned the call, and it was a call from this TEDx EMWS event. and they said that we heard that you are an image consultant. I said, yes, I am an image consultant. And we heard that you are a tester. And I said, yes. So my daughter had referred my name. So when they said, would you be able to come and coach our speakers of the event? I said, of course, why not? Who is going to leave this chance? So that is how it started. And since last 4 years, I have been doing this. So what I do is the script, actually the speakers write it, but it goes through a lot of edits by the curation team of the event also. But finally it comes to me. And the speakers who are from pan India, other places of the country, what happens is we do Skype calls, we take some practices, go through the edits, and finally 2 days before the event they arrive at Mumbai, and then I take one-on-one coaching and give them the good start and how to the body language, the modulation, and I guide them over that. Not only that, I advise the event with the rules and regulations of TED also. So it's a beautiful experience, and I'm really liking it, because in the course we meet so many speakers, accomplished speakers. At the same time, it is quite challenging. Sometimes you get difficult speakers also. So I had this experience of few difficult speakers, but because I proved those first 1 or 2 years, I think the event has built trust on me, and I keep getting this.
So share with us one example of a difficult speaker. I mean, what really happened?
Yeah, and luckily he's not following me here. The other speakers are following. So yeah, this is initial years, ma'am. So this young man is like 25, 27 years, I guess, in late 20s rather. He's an engineer. And he came from North, okay? He lives in North and he's from North. And his product was, he had invented one helmet, which is called a breathalyzer, because looking at the road accidents, the number of road accidents happen, and the news does not go to the loved ones, and the ambulances can't reach on time. So this young man invented something, that the helmet had some gadget which will alert the numbers saved, which will alert the people whose numbers are saved in that. So that's the product. Look at the product, ma'am. It's so good. So when I was going through his Skype calls also, when I read the script also, what happened is, I said, when I heard him, I said, I don't think he can speak this, because the English was difficult for him. You know, he's not an English spoken person. He struggles with his pronunciation, modulation, everything. Then the school children, you know, the École Mondiale school children, the standards are quite high. So the children were bent on that, no, this language is required, these words are required. They didn't want to change it. You have to make him learn. I tried. And when he came to Bombay also, here we tried a lot, but he was refusing. He says, I cannot do scripting. I will do my own language. I will not. So I had to sit with my team rather than the speaker. I sat with the team. I told them, which is important. Important is the language and the script, or the message to be given away to the audience. So the team said, ma'am, we understand the message is more important than the script. So I convinced the team, saying that, give it to me, let me handle. So I gave him a start which kind of gripped the audience instantly. The start, and the end, I gave a very good call out action which can drive the message back home. And the middle chunk, I told him, apna story hai na, batao kaise batana chahte ho. So he did that. So it was a great, I get goosebumps when I'm explaining this, because post event, the teachers, the event team, they were actually, it's like, you know, when children do something good, the teachers and people come and appreciate to the parent, oh, tumhara bachcha ne kitna acha kaam kiya. It just happened the same way. When in the event, when my daughter was there around, oh, your mom, she saved, she was a savior. So it was like that. It was just the other way around. So it was a great experience, ma'am. So that was one event of how the confidence is built, that yes, she can manage. Yeah.
So, Anu, from being a homemaker to becoming an image consultant and to becoming a TEDx speaker coach, I mean, aren't you feeling proud of yourself with this kind of
Absolutely,
achievement?
absolutely, ma'am. Pat on my back. I am, I am truly, truly.
And I'm sure all the image fraternity is also feeling proud right now. I can see some messages where people are saying that we are really proud of Anu.
They do.
So it's a commendable work, Anu. I mean, keep it up.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And one more thing I want to say that when the TEDx event, when I go to coach them, the youngsters, they say, our image consultant is coming. She's going to help you with what to wear, how to be, what should be your body language. So that's one more feather in the cap, Yeah.
Absolutely. So there are many women who come with a background where they don't feel the need to work. So financial requirement is not there. But at the same time, there is a very dire need of having an identity. I mean, I'm sure you can also very well understand that what is the meaning of identity in somebody's life. So what do you think? Having an identity is an important thing or no, according to you?
Absolutely important, ma'am. You said my story actually, because I need not work. God's blessing, I think if I don't work, I can have a luxurious life. No issue of earning money or working. But still, as I mentioned, I was never totally a homemaker. I was very actively doing, I love anchoring. I used to anchor, I used to manage events of the district, lions, lionesses. I used to do a lot of work. Okay, I used to help my friends with the styling, everything I did. But at the end of it, who was I? Okay, so to explain this, to put it to the perspective, I'll give one example, ma'am. If I say I love saris, I love sari styling, I can help you with sari styling. Vis-a-vis, I'm a sari stylist, I'm an image consultant, I can help you sari styling. Which sounds better? So
Absolutely the
this
second
is
one.
what, yes, this is what it gave me, ma'am. The identity, which some people it may not make a difference or it does not value, but for me, it did a difference to me. I felt like I was complete. Otherwise, something was void within me, So I really feel that self-identity is directly connected with your self-esteem, self-worth, and finally the self-confidence. Unless you have it, you cannot be confident. You'll be always confused who I am.
Very true. And I'm absolutely in sync with what you're saying, because I also know a lot of women who feel that, I mean, they really want to take that first step to do something, but then there is so much of confusion and dilemma. And the most important thing is that comfort zone is so, I mean, important for them that, I mean, they are not able to step out of that comfort zone. I mean, for you
Yes.
also, for 25 years, although you were in your comfort zone, but something
Yes.
inside you really, raised that alarm to say that, no, you have to get out of this comfort zone and do something and create an identity of your own. So that's
Yes.
something really commendable.
Shook
And this
me.
is
It
what has
shook
brought you to another level.
Yeah, it shook me, ma'am. Somewhere I was depressed rather. At 50, you go through other physical changes also. So those women, what they do is, okay, 50 hai, ye menopause hai, this is what happens, that is what happens. They sulk, they cry, they crib, they complain. But I took it as a positive attitude. With a positive attitude, I plunged in. I said, no, I cannot sulk. I can't give up. I have to push myself up. I cannot, push myself down. That is
Right.
how I took this as a challenge. It's in your hands what you want to do with your life. Either you want to sulk and cry or you want to just get up and run.
But let me tell you, Anu, what I have known in the last couple of years, that I've seen you in last couple of years, you have only started looking younger than what you used to look earlier. So that is something which is really,
Yes,
really, I mean, hats off to you.
yes,
I mean, the way you carry yourself, because I think it's also about the internal happiness. That's something which keeps you going.
yes. Absolutely. That's what I said. What you feed your mind with, we all are concerned what goes inside our body, but we don't care what goes within our mind, how we treat. You know, to give you one example, ma'am, I'm 58 plus, okay, 59, I would complete next year. I haven't colored my hair. I haven't
What are you
colored my
saying?
I haven't colored my hair, ma'am. I'm waiting for my salt and pepper. I haven't colored my hair. But trust me, last year when I lost my father, I went through that 6 months, 8 months trauma. Plus, become a caregiver for my mother. I started seeing gray hair. That's the validation I got that, you know, you process it, but you get done with it. You
Right.
know, sometimes what happens is verbally we keep saying be strong, come up. No, you have to process your grief, ma'am. Otherwise the baggage will be with you. Maybe outside you have a mask saying that I'm happy, I'm being very positive, but it keeps kind of eroding you from within. So the situations do come in life, ma'am. It is inevitable. These situations do come. So I have a mantra of 3 A's. So whatever situation comes, there are two pathways. One is in your control, the other which is not in your control. Okay. So the one which is in your control, then you can alter. The one which is not in your control, you have to accept and you have to adapt. The way we did it for the pandemic and the lockdown. This is one lesson I keep giving to my children, ma'am. That these 3 A's are very important. If it is not in your control, then you have to, adapt, accept and adapt. You can't.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you, Anu. Fantastic. What a beautiful example you have quoted over here.
Yes.
So tell me something. I mean, what kind of clients are you working with, and share with us one of your interesting client experiences. I'm sure a lot of people who are listening to you very seriously would also like to share, hear your experience.
Yeah, okay. So my client experience is a mixed box actually. It's a mixed box. I have done a lot of work initial years, and how the graph has gone. Initial years, it was like number. It was like how many workshops I did, how many trainings I did, because I was in a rush to establish myself, you know. So it was like that is a number. So I have my clients mostly from financial background. They are like company secretaries, chartered accountants, financial advisors, bankers. So even my one-on-one clients also come from this background. And mostly I don't do the clinics what image consulting sessions would do, but mostly I do the soft skills part. So all the one-on-ones also I've done for all executives, ma'am. Few years of experience they come with, and I have done executive presence with them, then public speaking and presentation. So this is what the financial professionals. And then I have done lot of faculty training of B schools, well reputed colleges, and a good number of faculty trainings I have done. And the B schools also I have done, and the doctors, and the regular thing what it is. And one example I give you for the work, when you said I hadn't even completed my course, just about to get done with the course. So I don't know if it happens now or no, but during our time we were supposed to create 25 minutes to 30 minutes presentation, and we have to present it in front of the class. So I said, let me choose a topic which I will be, because I will be investing time either ways. So rather invest it wisely so that module becomes useful for me for the client consultations, later on. And men's styling is something we don't cover much. During those days, we were not covering much of men's styling. So I worked on men's styling, and I created this 25 minutes, 30 minutes presentation, and I presented in front of the class. It was super success. And there was one male consultant, he came to me and he said, Anu, एक साल जितना नहीं पढ़ा ना, 20 मिनट में मुझे सब पता चल गया. It was like that. And it didn't end there. And during those days, there was one consultant was little established than us, than me rather. So it so happened that she said, come, I wanted some interns. So we went to the office and I carried this presentation. I showed her, this is the work I do. This is what I have done. I know the name what I had created was, it's man's world. The name also was like that. So I showed this. She instantly liked the presentation so much. She said, would you sell it to me? Would you sell it to me? And the presentation was sold. I sold the presentation. She said, quote me, how much you want? I said, give me some time because this is very new. I never expected this. So I went back home, I did little research, then I quote. That didn't end there. After that, I started getting more work from her to do more presentations for her workshops.
Okay.
Paid ones. It's like I did presentations for on the topics like yin and yang concept, the men's clustering, the women's clustering, personal style. Lot of it, man. Lot of it I have done. And if I have to say one client experience, okay. So one client experience, I would say, because we are living today in the virtual world. So let me give you example of the virtual world itself. So 4 years back, 2016, I guess. So I got this project. I got this client who wanted me to take a virtual sessions for financial advisors, pan India, 30-35 in number. And I clearly remember I was in Andheri office that day for some work, and I was standing and waiting for someone. And Rakesh sir was passing by, and he just we had a casual conversation. I said, sir, this is what is in my hand. I don't know how to go about it. So he said, actually, ICBI also starting something like that. Why don't you go and meet Rogers? So I don't think I met Rogers then because the client helped me how to go about, and the logistics, he helped me. So I had to go to the client's office, and I think ICPI used to go to meeting whereby you can see the consultants, the participants, 4-5, whoever it is. But this client was using go to training. So when you do go to training, you can't see anyone, ma'am. No one. Only PPT, and even your face is stamp size somewhere. So we are used to getting that energy bouncing back from the audience, right? As trainers, that's what keeps us going. So I was struggling. I said, how do I do? So what I did is like I customized the content in a way that I would be chatting with them a lot. The chat box was with me. And best part was there was a team of trainers doing this. Others are financial topics, and mine was 2 days. One was personal excellence, the other was some client experience. I don't remember what was it. So when then the client said that, Anu, your rating is the highest. Like out of 5, you've never got less than 4.7, 4.8. That was like, an achievement. Like, oh, I have done it. So this is how you become innovative under constraints.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's the key to success also. When you have that little pressure of performance and you really want that things to go in the right direction, that is when you perform, and that is how you are able to do the best.
Added to that, pressure of performance and the passion, ma'am. Pressure of performance may not help you, but the passion to do well, that would help you for sure, without fail. Yeah.
True. So how's today's Anu different from what she was 10 years ago?
And just now you said I look younger, right? So even my friends who are with me like 20-25 years since we are friends in the group, and they keep asking me, Anu, what's the secret? You are radiant and you're looking like, are you in love? Introduce me to your love. I said, yes, I'm in love. And I'm in love with my work. I'm in love with my, myself and my work. What I do, I love. So that's the transition of me 10 years back to now. More happier person, more content person, more confident person. And 10 years back, I think I was more demure, more elegant, more graceful. But here, even now, I'm little yin. But the thing is, I know how to, inject that authority with my clothing, body language, transform myself and put a little bit of authority in me whenever it is required, in my voice, how to walk, the stance. I think that's what has ICBI has taught me, and
I think
that's
that's got a lot to do with confidence also.
yes, yes, yes. Just now, ma'am, before the live session, only one of the consultant, I don't know if she's here or no, she had a question, asking that, I sound childish. That's what I got a feedback. So could you help me? Are there ways, as you say, maturity, the composure, that changes even your volume and how you sound, from where you talk. Do you talk from here or the diaphragm? So that is how, you learn by experience, and you graduate from one workshop to the other, and you keep growing.
Absolutely. So Anu, right now you have become the talk of the town by, with your saris, and your 6 yard stock has a lot of stories to tell. So tell me, I mean, you have started this new initiative called Sari Baatein with Anu, and that
Do you
looks
like,
and sounds, sorry?
do you like the name?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's a very catchy name, Sari Baatein with Anu. And that is why I was just about to say that it's such an interesting concept. So could you
Yes.
throw some more light on what this entire Sari Baatein with Anu is all about?
Yes. So this interesting name and the concept.
And it so resonates with you, your personality. So that is something
Yes.
which is like a
Yes.
win-win situation when it comes to, I mean, complementing your
Yes.
style, your way of presenting things. And, it's a very innovative name, Sari Baatein
Yes.
with Anu. So definitely, I mean, I would really like to hear more about it.
But ma'am, this concept and this name was in slumber for 4 years.
Oh,
Can you
is it?
believe? Yes. So when I gave a second life and started reposting it, my fellow consultants with whom I had spoken about this and discussed with it, Manisha Jain, if she's watching, she would know. She said,
He's
Anu, I
here.
remember. Yeah, she said, I remember, I remember you have saying you said this. And I never initiated or invested more time on this. As I mentioned, when I was new as an image consultant, my whole and soul vision, the tunnel vision, was to establish myself as an image consultant first. I did not want to deviate from that. So when I started also giving little doses of this, I felt that somewhere my social media is not speaking right what I want the audience to take back. So now that I am settled and established myself, people resonate me with the sari. It's like a synonym. Sari matlab Anu hai. So it's like it has become a synonym, So now I have a lot of time now during the pandemic also. So I thought, let me give it a new life to this and start working on it. And there is a systematic thought behind also. First, to change the name of the handle was Malla Anu first. And I was hesitating. I was contemplating, going back and forth. Do I not? It's very hard to give away your name. Okay. And Insta allows you to change the name and keep it for 14 days. Before 14 days, if you decide, you can revert back to the old name. Okay. So I was like back and forth. Do I know? But something within me said, no, let me go ahead. Let me, muster that courage to go ahead with it. Because I had plans lined up how I want to take this initiative. So I changed it. And trust me, everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. Everyone. And what is the concept behind is like, I want to collaborate more with brands who deal with saris, handlooms, accessories, blouses. So I want to do that, and I want to write blogs. That was there again a long pending desire. Want to blog and vlog also, and vlogging is something I'm still a video for videos. I think I'm still a camera shy person. I haven't started, but I am going to start that. So I have actually got offers from brands, but I become choosy. I don't want to rush and do anything. So this is what is the start. Hopefully I can, arrive where I want to. I have some vision taking this concept. And yes, and one more thing is like, we all talk about sustainable fashion, okay, sustainable wardrobe. What better can be besides sari? Better than sari, because sari is something you can drape in infinite ways, and you can retain that grace and elegance. At the same time, you have the power, you can exude power, number one. And sustainable fashion, one. And number two was like, India is, here it has lot to offer. Is rich in culture, the handloom. Every state gives, different kinds of silks and cottons. So isn't it helping the weavers also in a way when you are adapting to this? So I
Absolutely.
felt, yeah, I felt even that is happening. So I am, and I'm very, happy to see that youngsters also these days, inclined towards sari. They'd want to, they started restyling, wearing them. But one thing what I don't appreciate, or maybe that does not resonate with me, is they let go the functionality. When you wear on your pants and the dresses, I think you're letting go the functionality. Is okay for posing, but how practical it is to wear your 6 yards and manage your washroom, to be very precise and clear. And somewhere your the grace of the sari is missing.
I
Right?
very clearly remember your learning event with Impa, where you had,
Yes.
done an event where you
Yes.
had showcased sari in
Yes.
different styles, and I was
Yes.
completely mesmerized with the fact that,
Yes.
a sari can be worn in so many different styles. So,
Absolutely,
I
ma'am.
mean, you have thoroughly done your homework, Anu, and that is something which will
Yeah.
take you to another level.
No, I'm looking for amalgamation of, conventional and unconventional, functionality and fashion. Because, and I'm including lot of image concepts into it so that it becomes more wearable. It needs to be a wearable art. So, there are a lot of sari fashionistas, but I feel I want to become a sari passionista, where function is more important. You need to create things which easily can be adapted by other women. It's not a
True.
showcase, it has to be practical.
Absolutely.
So
I
with
completely
change,
agree with that.
yeah, with tweaking few elements, I think we can achieve the functionality over the fashion.
And your
And
passion
that,
is very clearly visible on your Instagram handle now.
yeah, I mean, yes, the story, every sari has a story, ma'am, and it goes back to those weavers. And I want to bring that, and exhibit and share with the world that yes, there are weavers. Even now, the art is dying. Let's give a second life to it.
Very true. Very true. So, one last question to you, Anu. What message would you like to give to those who are planning to play their second innings in life?
Okay, so I would say that there is no right age, there is no right time to start anything. If you have a desire to do something, just go and press the play button. You need to take that first step to, start, kick start. If I can, I think anyone can. That's the message.
Thank you so much, Anu. This was a very, very emotional and a very connected live session, because I think all of us who are a part and parcel of this live session are like totally engrossed in it. I can see some wonderful message that have been coming for you, and I wish you all the very best for your
I have
new. Yes,
I
yes,
have one to say before we wrap up, man.
yes.
I wanted to thank ICBI for this new initiative of recap and revision. No institution would do this, and beautiful PPTs and beautiful trainer Divya, if you're there, you're doing a fantastic job. And thank you for this series of recap and revise, especially for trainers, for consultants like us who have done it long back, we needed this. I don't let 1 second go without listening. I listen from the start to the end.
So the whole idea of doing the revise, recap and revision session is basically for all you people to come back and understand, relearn the entire concepts, whatever you have forgotten, because the whole initiative is to make sure that all our people are connected with us and make sure that, you know, they do their consultations, their business with great amount of confidence. And I don't think that any institute provides this kind of you know, recap and revision session for anybody who has passed. Even 10 years back have also come back and said the same thing, that, you know, I mean, we have done the entire revision and we feel very confident about you know, our presentation skills now.
Thank you very much. I can't thank enough ICPI for this.
Thank you so much, Anu, and that was like a wonderful compliment for all of us, and that really encourages us to do even better. So thank you once again. All the very best to you, your new venture, Sari Baatein with Anu, and your you know, work with TEDx. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for
All the
having
best. Bye.